Stand up. If you hate the board, stand up. If you hate the board, stand up. If you hate the board. That was the Celtic fans this afternoon. I fully believe that a big majority of the Celtic fan base that go to games want to sell the board out. That was a video that was posted on Twitter this afternoon. After the game, it was posted by someone that is a professional photographer, and he also does a lot of videos at Celtic Park, has done for a number of years. And I think that shows the fan base that sit and watch television, the fan base that do not get to see this going on when Celtic TV don't show it. He also does. I think that it should get people that sit and people that have their say online. There should be no disputing the fact that the majority of Celtic fans are against the board. And I think that was absolutely fantastic. And for it to happen twice during the game, today, was phenomenal by the support, considering there was no Green Brigade in the stadium. So tell me your thoughts on that in the comment section. We'll try and get as many comments up as possible. Disappearing there. Just do this. Put the wrong colour top on. Do you think Engels will go? No. Martin O'Neill has spoken. Martin O'Neill says, even if a bid came in for 100 million, Martin O'Neill says at the time of the press conference after the game, where is it? There we go. Martin O'Neill said, absolutely, he wants to keep Arne Engels at Celtic. He said in the post-match press conference, he says, if they've done it, they must have done it during the game, and I want it rebuffed, unless it's £100 million, says the manager. I think then that the board would step in. So Celtic have rejected the offer of 14 million. Martin O'Neill says there is absolutely no way that he will be sold in this transfer window. And I think if he was to be sold in this transfer window, I think that this type of thing would just happen even more. You've got to say fair play to all the fans that did stand up if they hate the board. It's the kind of thing that shows the board that there is no hiding. You know, there is no hiding. But anyway, Engels has got talent, but only shows it if you're feeling glimpse. And here comes all the oh, love it. The fact that Martin O'Neill's come out and said there is no way that Arne Engels is leaving, and he said it would take 100 million. Fans will still have their say online, saying, do you know what I mean? Get rid of him. I mean, some of the comments I've seen have been quite unbelievable. There's a cracking football player in there in Arne Engels, and he maybe just he won't get to show it fully in the Scottish League. And we can't be selling anyone. The squad is too. For all those that are saying sell Arne Engels, if you sell Arne Engels, you're going to be left with Rio Hatate. Is that what you want? Because Rio Hatate, when he came on, is nothing compared to Arne Engels. But anyway, Chilpel, did you stand up? I thought the atmosphere was better today. Did you stand up when they were chanting, stand up if you hate the boards? That's what I want to know. Did you stand up when it was being sung today? And did you like the banner that was up in the game? I thought it was a cracking one, to be fair. Banish the traitors. End the bans. Fair play to the Green Brigade, because that is absolutely cracking. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, I'm going to keep that up there. Sorry for covering up Martin O'Neill, but Martin O'Neill he'll be all right with that. Let me get into some of the comments straight away before we start talking about get Hatate gone tomorrow. Can't afford to lose midfielder apart from Rio. That's what I think. Good interview from the new boy, the Czech boy. Yep, cracking interview with him after the game today. Rio should be sold this window. Yes, I stood up. We all did, says Chilpel. I've got to say, I mean, that was the majority of fans standing up. Do you know, it was, and if Michael Nicholson needs to do the right thing and resign now, you know, I don't care how many they get in. Martin O'Neill did say in his press conference today, he said that he was talking about Yang first of all. Talking about Yang because we all thought when Yang went off just minutes into the second half, it must have been an injury from the first half. Thankfully, it's not muscles or anything like that, says Martin O'Neill. It was a lack of energy. A lack of energy. So we might have the situation. If I'd known about the situation at half time, I would have made the change then. Hopefully, it doesn't matter. Hopefully, he'll be all right. Rest him, get him ready to go. Get some liquids in him, and Martin O'Neill said he should be fine after that. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. He should be fine. He obviously overexerted himself over the last couple of days. So anyway, a conclusive and an equivalent collective statement against the Celtic board today, with the vast majority of the stadium twice standing up and joining in with stand up if you hate the board. Also, just on the update about Yang, hopefully, thankfully, it's not muscles or anything. It was just a lack of energy. And if we'd known about the situation at half time, says the manager, we would have made that change earlier. And then the last bit of news, Martin O'Neill says there are one or two lads here who have not played much football. I can understand the frustrations of that. And if you can get some people in, I don't mind if some players maybe go out on loan or something. There will be people leave Celtic tomorrow. It's going to be a busy day tomorrow because I think that we all know one player that will want to go out on loan, Balak Wisher. For one, he will go out. And then I think that the Stephen Welsh situation needs to be rectified one way or the other. It doesn't look like Celtic are going to make a bid for the Motherwell player. Martin O'Neill said he does want one more in tomorrow. There are two taking medicals this afternoon, and they should be up at Celtic Park anytime in the next hour or so. Ridiculous that Hatate is coming on ahead of Bernardo. Yes, we all stood up in defiance of this board, says Joseph. Good to see. Hatate was pure pish when he come on. Yes, he was that. He was terrible. Hatate doesn't look interested. Just doesn't look interested at all. Engels has only played well in the Champions League or Europa games. Well, shouldn't we keep him then? Because we've got an important Europa League game coming up. And if we were to get to the final and Arne Engels was to score in the final, I wonder if that would change people. You know, it doesn't matter. It's because people have their own opinions on players, and I'll trust Martin O'Neill more than anybody online. That's for sure. How do you feel about the 6.5 million to buy Big Tam the Czech? I think it could be money well spent. There's a bit of Chris Sutton about him. You know, there is a bit of a Chris Sutton-esque about that guy. He's not the same as Chris Sutton, but comment of the day, that one. Yeah, it's maybe Viagra he's needing, no Lucozade. I feel like Baz has moved in. Wait till tomorrow. He'll need stacks of energy bars. Tell him about it. I'll need. I'm going to have to go to the shop early morning and get just loads of Red Bull. Feel like that. Yang must. I'm not going to put that one up. He didn't seem interested. No, he didn't. Do you know, he didn't seem interested. He's walking about the pitch and he wasn't closing down players. I think that, I hope that he's sold tomorrow. I really hope that Rio Hitati is one of the ones that is sold, because he just doesn't look interested at all. Do you know, and it's devastating. Maybe the board stood up as well. That would have been great. Yeah, that'd have been a laugh. He tried to resign, didn't he, poor Michael? Tried to do the honourable thing. Wasn't allowed to. No, he wasn't. He didn't. He's never tried to resign. This is all the nonsense or line from people that like the board, and people that say the board are doing the right thing. Michael Nicholson, if Michael Nicholson tendered his resignation, it would have been, Celtic don't have a choice. They can't not accept it. He just tells them, I'm resigning, and that's it. You know, there's none of this, well, we're not accepting your resignation. You're not a fucking member of parliament. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, Ben, we don't get any bears on the broadcast tonight. No, you won't. It's funny that, isn't it? I wonder where they all are. They're all hiding. We were above Celtic for a week. We are the. Celtic Joe Gota. No spanners beside names. No spanners beside names? There is. Chobo had a few days. Atmosphere. What atmosphere? More atmosphere than the fucking moon. Says Typhoon McFlustery. Didn't know we were questioning the atmosphere. I was saying we were talking. Well, according to Typhoon McFlustery, then this didn't happen. Good to see people in the main stand standing up as well. Don't know. It is good to see people in the main stand standing up and having their little vote also. But anyway, and you're never going to get great atmospheres in game against Falkirk. Do you know, we never do with teams like that. But anyway, if Celtic sell Engels without a replacement, it will prove they have given up on the league. There's no, Martin O'Neill said that they're not going to sell it. If the board sell when Martin O'Neill says no, I think that alone will be enough for Michael Nicholson to have to hand in his resignation. Thank you for that. Thank you. I thought the fans were good today, says Chill Pill. It's criminal Celtic not putting in a bid for the Motherwell player. I think that we'll regret it. I don't think so, because he's Motherwell don't want to sell him in this window. It's a simple fact. I mean, if we don't want to sell Arne Engels, why should they sell their best player? You know, Hibs sold their player for 6.5 million because they thought it was a good deal. He obviously was a player that they thought that they could get away without doing with to the end of the season. If Motherwell sell their best player now, it could put their position in jeopardy in the league. And I don't think that Motherwell want to do that. I think that Motherwell ultimately want to put pressure. Do you know they're in fourth position behind Rangers? Just thought I'd add that again. They're in fourth position behind Rangers, just in case you didn't realise. So why would Motherwell want to sell their player? They've got the same goal difference as Rangers. I think that we all expect Rangers to drop some points between now and the end of the season. I mean, the Rangers manager was more than happy with the draw today. I mean, that's talking like a manager that ultimately doesn't get the club, and he'd be happy with a couple of more draws between now and the end of the season. And it all depends. I mean, are Motherwell going to drop too many points between now and the end of the season? Or they're going to get beat by Celtic by at the end of at the beginning of next month. But before the split, you're not even though they're on 43 points, they want to keep pushing up because they want to guarantee a top 6 finish. They want to guarantee a top 4 finish ultimately because they then have the opportunity to go into to Europe. So if I'm Motherwell financially are quite stable club. They sold the player for 6.5 million. Here's all the reasons that Motherwell don't need to sell the player. If they hadn't sell Lennon Miller for 6 million in the summer, yes, you could say that they need to sell a player this window. So they don't. I mean, they've banked that money. They're sitting with a good bit of cash in the bank. They must be sitting with about 3 or 4 million, 5 million in the bank. They don't need to sell the player this window. Let him go in the summer, where he's only got a year left on his contract. So that's why Motherwell won't sell the player. But I mean, we could throw Tizzy out the window all we want, but I think that he's more than likely to be one that will come in the summer. Wouldn't be surprised if Yang's away to Birmingham tomorrow. We're getting a winger in. Hope I'm wrong. I don't think Yang will be the one that will be away. We need the Green Brigade back. Bernardo wouldn't be missed tomorrow. Get his tatty out. Balak Pishy. Motherwell play signing tomorrow night would be some deal. Do Motherwell play tomorrow? No. Play on Wednesday. I don't think we're going to get the Motherwell guy in. Don't think so. Engels just isn't suited to the SPFL. As simple as that, said Chill. Chilpel, right, Baz. Most of the fans were doing it. Still need someone to replace Engels. We're not replacing Engels. Jesus, he's not listened to. No, no, I'll not be on the Vermouth tomorrow. There's no alcohol in the house, so I'll be fine for tomorrow. I'll need to go and get some Red Bull. We still need the team to take points off Hearts. Who's going to do that? I think Rangers might do it, but I think Rangers might get a draw off them, and then if we get a draw off them, it'll close the gap. But I still think that Hearts will win the league by a couple of points. Let me just jump onto this. Looks quality scored 2 goals. Sell Engels and throw the book kitchen the sink at the Norwegian Swedish midfielder. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that we're going to get in the 2 wingers and a striker, which is crazy because it's the part. I still find it strange that we're not going to bring in a defender. And if we bring in a defender, it looks like we'll then give Stephen Welsh back to Motherwell on loan. Come on, dude, we have no chance of winning Europa. Let's focus on the league and not this Europa League crap. Listen, come on, mate. I bet you 50 quid you didn't go drive up to Lennoxtown and tell Fozzie to fuck Europa, just throw the game and concentrate on the league. Bet you 50 quid you don't do it. Because Fozzie would fucking run you out of Celtic Park's training ground quicker than anything. Um, Shankland signs tomorrow. Just nonsense comments now. Nobody falls on their sword. And anyone million. Baz, is this the team that can win the league? No ambiguity. No, no. I've said for a couple of. I've said for about 2 weeks now. Doesn't matter who we bring in. I think that Hearts are. We could go on. We could have a fantastic. We could go on a run to between now and the end of the season and win every single game, and we still won't win the league. Simple as that. Hearts are too good. If you'd watched the Hearts game last night, I did a watch along on another channel last night for the Hearts game, and Hearts, they're nothing that impressive, but McInnes has got them playing the way that he played as a player during the 1990s, and there's a bit of Brendan Rodgers' style of football that he's brought in. You could see where McInnes has got his influences from, and that he's just tweaked things with Hearts. It's nothing to do about how good Celtic are. Celtic could go on a run between now and the end of the season, win every single game 3 or 4-0, and they still won't win the league. Because I think that Hearts will do pretty much the exact. They might drop a couple of points, but the damage is already done, I think. Tamanda's Motherwell winger. We'll not be singing that. Yeah, he's a shite backhand. Not even going to give him room to speak. Mods have no spanners beside their name. Yes, they do. Well, I can see them here. Yep, I can see them here. I think YouTube are just making some changes. With Hibs to win today if Bowie played? No, because if you listen to the Hibs manager after the game, the Hibs manager says we had the chances there to win the game, we just didn't take them. So I think that I don't know. If Bowie's worth that much, surely the Motherwell boy is worth 10 million plus. Motherwell now think that he's worth 7 million, but anyway. Welsh plus cash. Can't see that happening. Can't see that happening. We haven't had a game, haven't had a run of more 5 games without dropping points. We can go on a run and win every game, but we need a favour. Yeah, we do need a favour, and I don't think that 3 teams with the games that 3 teams with the games that are left, including us, could beat Hearts. You're looking for 3 teams to beat Hearts, and they've not been beaten 3 times all season. The form book tells you that I cannot see if Hearts lose 3 games between now and the end of the season. That's implosion. That's bottle crash. I can't see it. I could see them drawn 3 games. They've drawn 6 already. I could see them drawing a couple of games, but the damage is done. You know, and that's why I think that the Hearts will win the league by a couple of points. It's as hard as for me to say it, but if they do drop 9 points, because I mean, even they wouldn't even need to 6 points. They're still top of the league. Do you know if 6 points? They're still top of the league on goal difference. Can we? They would need to. We would need to. They would need to draw games 1-1. 3 games. They would need to draw 1-1, and we would need to. And in those 3 games, we'd need to score 8 goals in 3 games. That's just to get us in front of them. Do you know? But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. The damage was done in December. We'll be lucky to get that back. Anyway, let me just do a quick update for transfers. Obviously, we all know that Nottingham Forest made a bid this afternoon during the game for Arnie Engels. Martin O'Neill didn't know about it until after it. Celtic have booted out the 14 million offer from Nottingham Forest for midfielder Arnie Engels. Martin O'Neill says that he's targeting 3 new signings on deadline day. Forest came in with a bid after the game today. Engels, who was signed in 2024 for 11 million, Martin O'Neill said, "I'm telling you, I didn't know anything about it." When asked about the attempt to sign him, he says, "They must have done it during the game, and I want it rebuffed unless it was 100 million. I think the board would step in there. But no, absolutely, I would rather keep him. And if he is sold, it will be going over Martin O'Neill's head. And if he is sold, Celtic fans have to ramp up their protests, because going over and above the manager's head, when the manager has come out and said publicly, now Brendan Rodgers in the past said that it was the club's decision to sell players. He backed away from any notion that he had anything to do with the sale of Adam Ida. Even though Darren O'Day has come out and said that he texted Adam Ida at half time when he was taken off against Cara Almaty, and he said, "Look, mate, if you're looking for a way out, we could maybe come in and do a deal." Bit sneaky, but from Darren O'Day when he was at Swansea, to text a player at half time, watching him on the telly, and you know he was. I wouldn't let Darren O'Day back in anywhere near Celtic for that. You know, he's meant to be a Celtic man. Fuck off. You don't do that. Darren O'Day's meant to be a Celtic man, and he's texting Adam Ida during half time when he gets taken off. Realised that he's been taken off, and he texts Adam Ida, "You want to come to us? I've seen you just got taken off. We'll play you every week." Absolute snake, Darren O'Day. Absolute snake. Honestly, nobody's talking about that. But anyway, I think that if they were to go over and above, and the reason that we're talking about this is because Brendan Rodgers would say it was nothing to do with me, it was the board. Player was sold, it was all on the board. Martin O'Neill has come out in public and said, "No way, it's not happening. It's not happening on my shift. You know, sell him in the summer if you want. Don't care. I need him until the end of the season." So, if, you know, if he is sold, it would be absolutely sickening for Martin O'Neill. Anyway, it's looking like it's going to be a hectic day tomorrow. Celtic are braced for another offer for Arnie Engels. I think there will be another offer that will come in just to test Celtic's resolve. Might go over the 25 million mark, to maybe then the board might sell him, but we could say, look, we've got this other guy called Rio Hatate. You could have him if you like. Celtic are set to bring in at least 2 players that we know of. Celtic have wrapped up a deal for a striker coming in on loan, Junior Adamu, and the Lorient winger Joe McVuka. It's like Mark Viduka, but from Timu in 2026. The Lorient winger has been bought for a £3 million deal, seemingly. And the striker that's coming in, Junior Adamu, I just hope it's not a Junior Adam Ida, and it's Adam Adamu from Timu. We'll wait and see. Who is the third player that Martin O'Neill is trying to get in? Is it a midfielder or is it a defender? But Martin O'Neill did say that he was expecting 3 players in tomorrow, with 2 players already in having medicals. And he says that as long as everything goes well with the medicals, it should be fine. Should be fine and dandy. We need to talk about this big geezer though, and the little guy who supplied the cross, and it's the look on Kieran Tierney's face when the big Tam sticks the napper onto the goal. Where is it? Open. When Big Tam sticks his napper onto this goal, it's the look on Tierney's face. He's like, oh, he's got it. And it goes into the back of the net. How good could this guy be for Celtic? Can he come in? Can he be the player to come in and score 10 goals between now and the end of the season? Damn, just forward. Just do this. There's the pages all open in the place. How good could Big Tam the Czech be? Big Tam Caravan. Arnie has flashes of brilliance. When he's good, he's brilliant. Interesting one. Adamo's pure push, by the way. 7 goals in 67 games, says Estepona boy. He's not been brought in here as a first team player. Not a chance. Not a chance. Let's forget O'Neill, a Forest man. That's where his heart's at. Yeah. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, he's a Forest man, and that's where his heart's at. Never mind the fact that Martin O'Neill's dad said if Celtic come calling, you walk to Celtic Park. Never mind the never mind the fact that Martin O'Neill dropped everything to come down, but he's a Forest man. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Um, depend on Osmond. Do you think we'll depend on Osmond? I don't know. I'm just trying to get through some of these comments. I think Osmond's due back at the end of March. I think he is due back at the end of March. We'll wait and see. We will wait and see on that one. Anyway, let's get down that banner and get Martin O'Neill back up. Um, Ay, ay, ay. Da, da, da. Livingston FC. Tickets are now on. Livingston have just put a picture up on. I take it that was Twitter this afternoon. Tickets are now on sale for a William Hill Premiership clash away to Celtic on the 11th of February. And it's a cracker. They've put up one of the restricted view seats at the away end, which is quite funny. But anyway, that is the update tonight when it comes to transfers. There has been nothing confirmed tonight. It looks like hijack by club and deal agreed. Deal agreed. Let's just see if this is clickbait. Because there's no deal agreed. It's just the one that Celtic, one of the players that Martin O'Neill said they were close with, the deal fell through. So there we go. But anyway, right, that is me done and dusted for this evening. I will be a little bit later tomorrow morning, maybe. We'll wait and see. I might be on around about 9 o'clock Celtic Park time. There's something that I need to do first thing in the morning. Anyway, that's me done and dusted for the night. Anthony Joseph, let me just double check on his. No, it's all good. It's all good. That is it done and dusted for this evening. On that note, Have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, or evening, because some folk it's just early morning, isn't it? All the guys that were tuning in from uh, Australia and Thailand when the game was about to kick off, it was like 1 in the morning. But anyway, I'll see you all in the morning. Have a fantastic night, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.